Yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, fucking replay.
Good morning, disc golf fans, and welcome everybody. Good morning, disc golf fans, and welcome everybody once again to the 2024 RPM Australian Disc Golf Championships. This is day 3, final chance for our competitors to do what they need to do out there to possibly go home as Australian champion for the entire year. I'm Jason Wiedner, and I'm joined, as always, by my good mate, Matty Farina. How are you, Matty?
I woke up about 12 minutes ago, so apologies if I'm a little slow to start here. Things will kick into gear, and yeah, looking forward to seeing the conclusion of this one in the FPO division.
Yeah, you and I both. I think I had a shower about 6 minutes ago.
It was the quickest shower I've ever seen somebody take. I was impressed.
Yeah, so what did we see yesterday? We saw Peyton Miller get a few shots closer to Huss, who's been out in front for the entire tournament. So we're hoping to see that battle close up a little bit today. And Gina's got a bit of work to do. She's 10 shots off second place, but she'll be out there giving it a red-hot crack, you can guarantee.
Yeah, look, she's got the upside to make a fist of second, especially if Peyton can drop some shots on some of the tougher, more blow-up prone holes. But yeah, I think most of the eyes today will be on the Hussey and Miller battle. Peyton was able to shave off 2 shots yesterday, reducing the Hussey lead to 4. But Hussey's just been rock solid, especially on the putting green. So she's making it really hard to gain ground.
And who's your tip? Is it going to be leaving our shores, the Australian Disc Golf Championships, or is it going to stay in Australia with Huss?
It's really hard to call. It's really hard to call. Peyton's got all the shots needed for this course, forehand and backhand. And if her putt gets going, she's going to be hard to keep at bay. But I don't know, I just think Claire's looks so solid, not only for the season, not only for the event, but for the whole season. And just looking at her degree of comfort in the way she's playing really tells me that she's got her eye on the prize, ready to win.
Yep, and speaking of blow-up prone holes, we may as well start with one of the worst ones.
We may as well.
Let's go into a flyover of hole 1. Yeah, it's par 5, 333 metres. So you see the OB fence on the right, and the Mando trees up here. Now, players playing down the right. Here, the drone flyover does miss the double Mando trees we just went past on the right-hand side, that they're forced to play through and basket up here just under a massive gum tree.
Yeah, no putters to be had on this one in round 2. The hole's averaging 1.67 strokes over par. Yeah, 6.67. So
It's been a tough one for all weekend, isn't it?
yeah, across all divisions too, not just the FPO.
As it looks like we're pretty much ready to go.
Sponsored by AGL Discs and Flying Disc Store. We have Claire Hussey.
Yes, look at that graphic. We're good. The little wins. See Huss. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more aggressive today.
Yeah, you want to keep it nice and tight to that right side OB, obviously, without going into it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of players play out to the left, and it just creates another shot, doesn't it?
Pretty much. This is the freshly named. Peyton Miller steps up.
7:30 car.
Yeah, it's nice and solid.
Newcastle Disc Golf Club. We have Gina Hill.
And Gina, I'm not quite sure what jersey she's wearing
Looks like
today.
USA.
Yeah, really solid start from all the girls there.
Yep. Gina out to the left. Looks like it'll be.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be Peyton to
Peyton
throw
first,
first
yep.
after she caught a little bit of tree with her shot.
And Peyton continuing that solid sock game. The purple one's on today.
I can't actually see purple, but it's, the sock game is definitely something she puts a little energy into.
And Tanya being once again, that's 3 days in a row, on the bag for Huss.
Yeah, up nice and early tenure, and she's doing well to power through because she definitely doesn't go to bed too early.
No.
She's been hanging out with us at our camper for the last couple of nights.
What do you think, Gina?
Corrupting us.
Okay.
No doubt.
Sounds good. I think so.
Keeping us from our beauty sleeps, our much needed beauty sleeps. So it looks like it'll be Gina to throw first.
Yeah, obviously in proximity to the hole
Of course.
as we go around the corner.
I'd love to know what that word on the back of her jersey means.
Oh, I feel like it's someone's surname.
Okay.
Although not sounding very American.
Not what I'd...
I think it's a jersey swap sort of arrangement.
Okay. After Wolf Doof.
Yep.
Yeah. No one in the chat today. I feel a bit lonely. Left with the sound of our own voices. See Peyton take a big deep breath. Beautiful shot there from Peyton. Great spot to be after two. Par still in play for her.
Most people that were tuning in, Matty, probably got caught out by the early start like we did.
We sure did. They'll come, they'll come. We've built it, so they'll come. As Huss gets that one to ground a little too early. Maybe opening the door for Peyton to put a bit of pressure on here. Take a stroke on the...
Yeah, strokes are available on this first hole.
Very difficult first hole, yes.
Yeah, so mistakes will come. Strokes will be available, so...
I think you can give yourself a little off the tree if you want, because it gave a little. What do you think? I think it hit like right here, not like right on the trunk, right? Yeah. She's okay, like right there. Yeah, just a little off.
Looks like Gina's gone out of bounds here and they're just deliberating where the mark is. Has a mixed bag, does Gina. There's a little bit of Discraft, a little bit of Lat 64, some Casterplast in there, of course. Probably gets a few hookups from her hubby there, Chris, who throws for Casterplast.
He does, and threw himself onto a chase card yesterday.
Way.
Yeah, he had a really good round. Puts himself in the mix for today. And Gina, they're probably erring on the side of caution. Past his prime. Thank you for joining the chat. We do feel less alone. Lee Joy in the chat there, good friend of ours.
Joy Lee. No, that's friend of Huss.
Different person?
Correct.
Oh.
We will get Maddie awake eventually. Don't know what it's going to take.
I'm off the coffee, as everybody knows.
Are you?
They've gotten to know us very well over
Are
the
you?
last couple of days. And I'm sure they're still enthralled by the sound of our voices for what's going to be 6 rounds in total. Something like 18 hours worth of coverage this weekend, Jace.
Yeah, I'd never put it all together like that. That's just out in front of the Mando, by the look of it.
Yeah, so she'll be throwing 4.
Going 4 from the mouth of the Mando, Maddie.
Yeah, you have to say that bogey's the likely outcome for Huss here.
Okay. Sure. I lost my pen.
There's Peyton throwing 3 here, Maddie. She'd be trying to push her way up to the Mando as well.
Yeah, early release, and that one just got smacked right down. No penetration there.
Yeah, caught by the smallest bush on the hole.
And that puts Huss back in the driver's seat to take strokes now. Yeah, speaking to a lot of the players yesterday, they were describing the course as incredibly punitive. One misguided shot, and it's really hard to get it back.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree based on what I've seen.
Well, this hole is exemplary of
The
that.
pars are a stretch, aren't they? You can't afford to waste a shot.
No, you don't get any second chances, especially on a lot of these longer holes. This one pretty much being the longest.
I'm pretty sure it is. Halfway to Satan. Sponsored by Disconnection. I'm not sure if Disconnection wanted or asked what the halfway to Satan connection is there.
Yeah, I've never really associated disconnection with Satanism or anything to do with the occult. I mean, they are from WA, and the Pine Lines Open has that strange ritual featuring a burning of an effigy.
It does too, doesn't it? They do burn an effigy.
That's a little satanic in nature. No, but halfway to Satan, I'm sure after day 3 you feel like you've done the full journey to hell, because this one's been taking numbers. The girls yesterday, Hussey with a double, Peyton with a single, and Gina with a double, so pars of gold here.
Yes, always. There's been numbers on this hole throughout the whole weekend, even in our MPO division and all the other divisions. Biggest number you've seen, Maddie? I've seen some. To be honest with
Are we naming and shaming?
you. No, I just want to know the numbers.
I've definitely
We're
saw
not
a
about that here at Park Media.
It's more of a throwers thing. Look, I remember seeing a 10 in the MPO division yesterday. Yeah, we did. I'm not going to name it. We saw an 11. Oofed. Yeah, double digits. Definitely a common enough thing here, as we see Gina with a peach of a shot.
Yeah, safely through the Mando there.
It'd be really convenient if there wasn't a man.
Huss here throwing 4 or 5?
No, this would be 4.
4 through the mouth of the Mando, correct. Cut that one pretty fine, and that was way too early from Huss there.
Yeah, it looked a little highs out of the hand too. A little low.
So we've got Peyton here, part of the Heiser Flight team and the Discraft Underground team. Teammate of Blake Houston there.
Just a low skipper just to get round. Should be up pretty much exactly where Gina's disc is.
Yeah, that was a crafty little shot there from Peyton.
On the bag for Peyton is a husband, a brand new husband.
Yep.
Not that she ditched an old one, she's just got a brand new one. His
Yeah.
name's Bryson Haft, and he's playing in the MPO. He's sitting in about 6th, 8th position, I think. I think he's sitting on about Neague 2, so getting out there in the morning and walking around, and then also playing in the afternoon.
Yeah, good little warm up for Bryson. Especially in these conditions that are simply perfect at the moment. It's cool. There's not a breath of wind.
I'm convinced it's just the same temperature here every day at Mulong.
Yeah, it's kind of like LA vibes, hey? Just 24 every day.
Yeah, they reckon. Kev was telling me they get storms. I'm not buying it, to be honest.
And I've had a couple of players tell me about the tournaments they play here in the winter. Gets enough flick on that to push through
Yeah, it
the
gets nice and cold, apparently.
flora,
Very flat
yeah.
land out here.
And apparently it can get quite windy. Obviously the course is pretty exposed. I can't even imagine it because we've seen nothing stronger than a slight zephyr this weekend.
So this jersey, Matty, I've been doing my research. As we see a roller from Gina.
Yeah, it was a good line, just lacked a bit of required distance, but clever stuff there from Gina.
So it is a jersey swap that was obviously performed at World Teams. It's a USA jersey belonging to Leah Sinagini.
Can we get confirmation on that pronunciation?
I have
there?
been for the last 5 minutes.
We don't want to do a disservice.
And I'm not pulling it out until I absolutely 100% know that it's pronounced Sinagini. And yeah, she plays on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Okay.
And he's on the PDGA Board of Directors. So obviously, she's probably walking around in a jersey at the moment that says Hill on the back, I would imagine.
Well, you'd hope. In the spirit of the game,
Unless
you
it
would
was
hope
some
so.
sort of like three-way swap or something.
Could have been. I imagine there would have been a lot of jersey swapping.
Yep, we've definitely seen a few jerseys getting around. So, yeah, that's who that jersey belongs to, or used to belong to.
Yeah, Sinagini. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for her on the Pro Tour next year. There's Gina, I believe this is for her double bogey. Oh!
I was just about to say I walked out of the camper this morning and saw Gina making these putts on the practice basket, so I didn't want to say anything though, for obvious reasons.
I mean, that was a really nice go at it from 12 metres there. Peyton from a similar spot.
Oh, bounces it in.
That is a good putt, and that's a fantastic way to start your round. And just putting a little bit of pressure on the leader. I think she's going to take a stroke here. Huss with about 8 meters to go.
Doesn't that different camera angle give you a different perspective on that putt?
Oh.
Oh, it's the first blemish I've seen all weekend, I reckon, from that distance for Huss.
High left, yeah. These baskets don't like it there. As the halfway to Satan is out of the way, don't have to think about that one for a hole.
Yeah, we can all breathe a sigh of relief.
Another year.
But thank you to Disconnection for your wonderful sponsorship for this tournament. Hole 2, Maddie, is a par 3, 115 metres. Here's a Mando tree on the right, and it's a sharp right-hand hook. Too sharp for my drone. Over the sand scrape. And guarded basket just under the trees. A very, very tough birdie, but an easy par, maybe.
Yeah, look, there's still some numbers taken on this hole. We probably won't see birdies here in the FPO division. You need quite the amount of distance on a forehand that a lot of players aim to skip off the out-of-bounds green that you find just past the right side Mando. But yeah, for the girls here, they just want to get between the right side Mando and the left side OB and play out for par, essentially. The players there just input their scores from the brutal hole 1. By my count, Hussey did drop a stroke to Peyton, but we'll wait for confirmation there.
So Peyton parred it, you think?
I don't think she parred it. I think Peyton might have got a 6 with that big putt, and Huss a 7 with her missed putt. Oh, sorry, Peyton was putting for double too, so it was a 7 for Huss, a 7 for Peyton, and Gina ended up taking a 9. As Huss looking to just go straight here, getting it through the gap.
That's out that left side.
Straight it
Yep.
out. Catch cam operator Cal there. Shout out to you.
Yeah, he's picked that spot perfectly, Cal. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's learnt quick over the last couple of days, and we appreciate the heck out of you. Out of your hard work, Cal.
A little bit of a turn.
Perfect. Just where you want to be for your par up shot.
Absolutely. Just not having to straddle or adjust your shot at all to get around there.
Yeah, Gina will be looking to do something similar to Peyton. And does.
So it just takes 2 rounds.
Yep, it's as good a spot as any to attack from. So Gina, as we mentioned, Gina and Chris Hill there on the left. Both from Newcastle, also happen to be the sponsors of this. I quite like this hole, Matty. What about yourself?
It's a toughie. We don't see a lot of scoring on it. But that's, you know, it's championship level course stuff, I guess.
Yeah, so the Newcastle Disc Golf sponsoring this course, and of course bringing us Chris and Gina Hill as well. They're products of Newcastle, I suppose you could say.
The Newcastle Disc Golf Factory. producing some real talent. Yeah, hole 2, playing over par for the girls yesterday at 3.67. Only the 1 par and 2 bogeys. As Huss leaves herself with a pretty straightforward approach.
Little bit of a lip on the edge of the scrape green there. Just held the disc up a little. It's going to be a tough par make from there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think slowed it down a bit.
Yeah, Peyton's clearly beaten the Mando and put herself in prime position. Simple little forehand up shot for her par, hopefully.
And again, just catching that lip on the edge of the scrape. So Huss to try and, I'm not sure what she's got here for a par putt, Matty, but
Yeah, it looks to be about 8, maybe 9 metres.
it's there's a lot of branches in the way, and some of them you can't even see.
Yeah, I think she'll have to punch this one pretty hard and low. And she tries to, but not with the required, not with the required height.
Yep. So unfortunately, it's going to be a bogey.
And a chance for Peyton to claw one back. Just seemed a little hesitant there, checking up early as Gina. A decent spot after her approach for a chance to take the box. Nice
Boom.
putt. Doing the Synergini name very well there. Huss will take the bogey.
And a bogey for Peyton Miller as well. So Gina getting one back there.
Yes, she has.
As we move on to hole 3, it's 88 metres. Players having to throw right-hand, backhand over the fence. The fence is OB and the scrape is OB. So yes, folks, we have OB less than 3 metres from the basket. Forehand approach is on. Most players going with the backhand, playing right out over the OB. The ground play is pretty generous on approach to the basket. So a couple of nice skips in from the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's the first opportunity for the girls to score.
Needs to sit. Oh,
Should be a pretty simple par putt there for Gina.
yep, makes it a par.
Yeah, hanging it out right over the out of bounds, and then using that right-hand side space, just as Claire is aiming to do here, is probably optimal on this hole. Oh, and even that skips out of bounds too. The Molong deck, pretty well known for its skippage.
The Molong skip apparently is called. And that's one way to avoid it.
Yeah, we've seen Peyton go with that play all weekend, and yeah, it's just kept away from any of that danger.
Yeah, it does. Could do with a coffee right about now, Matty. Just to help me wake up, but
Yeah, I didn't. The bags under the eyes haven't gone unnoticed.
thanks very much, mate.
Looking a little puffy.
I'll tell you what, if I did need a coffee though, or anything for breakfast, Wildflower Cafe is where we'd be going.
Oh, we might even be able to stop there during the break, Jace.
Oh, I think that's actually, you know what, we'd be doing ourselves and Wildflower Cafe a disservice by not going, so I think that's where we'll be going. I'll still be keen for a coffee or 7 by then.
And I'd be probably fiending for a bit of smashed avo, rocket, cooked tomatoes, cooked mushroom, maybe a bit of sourdough bread.
On a pancake.
I wouldn't have it on a pancake. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I'm actually making my mouth water just thinking about it. As Gina barely gets over the OB. For
Yeah,
the drop
so
zone.
forgetting, obviously, Matty, both of us forgetting here that any throws off the tee that land on the scrape is
No.
an automatic drop zone,
That did escape me. Yes.
which,
Impressive effort there from
really nice run.
what is essentially a 15-meter putt there over the OB. But yes, bogeys for those two at best, and Peyton's going to make up ground here. Oh, that almost skipped off the base of that basket. That would have been nasty.
Yeah, so Peyton's definitely making one up on Hasia. You would
Yeah.
think.
I think so. We didn't see a birdie on this hole yesterday either, so not playing as easily as it seems for the ladies. Now that you have said pancakes, I think I'd skip the smashed avo and opt with something a little sweeter.
Yeah, you think so?
Bit of whipped butter, maple syrup,
Oh, look out.
blueberries, maybe a bit of a sugar and squashed lemon on the
Do you
second
like a
pancake.
blueberry?
I do like blueberries a lot.
Superfood, apparently, Matty.
Jam-packed, jam-packed with antioxidants. Fight those free radicals and stave off cancer. We'll talk more about berries later.
So we move on to hole 4 now, and it's Matty's favourite hole. It's 107 metres through this gap over the sand scrape. There is a hyzer line as well, gently downhill to the basket, which is still slightly on the downhill. The hole is called Just Kidding, and we still have not got our head around where that comes from or why.
No, well, hopefully we have Sharon stop by and take over for a little bit on the comms here, and maybe she can tell us why it's called Just Kidding, because it is my favourite hole on the course now that you and I have traversed the whole thing. You and I almost emptied our bags on this one yesterday as we to
fun.
no success. To no success.
Good fun to throw, though.
Very fun hole to throw as we see the leaderboard and Hussey out there just...
Yeah, just ignore from 4th place onwards, guys, because they're clearly part of the MPO division. But, yeah, Hussey still regaining that 4-shot lead. If they'd not put the scores in, I think she just lost a shot then, didn't she?
She did just lose a shot. She'll only be leading by 3. Yeah, so a nice still shot of the course, and
Yeah, look,
still
it's-
being the operative word there, because there's not a breath of wind out there, and
Yeah, that is live, folks. That is live motion picture.
if you could augment your own conditions to
Oh,
play
this would
disc
be it.
golf, this is ideal, perfect.
28 degrees, so not too hot. And I've not seen, like you said, a breath of wind all weekend. We did have a couple of freak gusts actually that
We
came
had
and picked up the marquee at T1 and threatened to take it halfway to Satan.
we can only, well, I can only describe that as a miniature tornado. It just
It was a freak gust. It has to be
tore
a freak.
tore through the campsite. Almost,
Created havoc. Nearly ripped the awning off our
it
camper.
almost took our awning. You almost got skewered by one of the legs of the awning.
Haley chiming in with back for some Jaso-matic commentary. I like that.
It's under consideration, Haley.
It's turning into an adjective. I mean, I don't want to face any copyright or cease and desist attention from Tim-O-matic.
Not familiar.
You're not familiar?
No.
All right, showing my age there. He was a dancer and not a particularly good one either. It was one of those dancing shows. Or no, you're not across it.
No.
Absolute waste. That one. Absolute waste.
I hope someone at home knows who Tim-O-matic is. That reference.
But we
wasn't completely
are,
lost.
if you're at home and you're in the chat, we are still looking for a name for our commentary duo, and we've been considering some good ones that have been sent to us. So
We're gonna
yeah,
have to,
keep them coming.
We're gonna have
Keep
to go
engaging.
as we see Kyle there just blow the nose. He's not in perfect health. I think the hard work he's been doing all weekend's catching up on him, and woke up with the sniffles this morning, but he's pushing on through and catching all this fantastic footage for Parks Media and the viewers at home.
I would have thought about it.
All right, looks like Peyton's going up the middle. Other option on this hole is the right-hand side with the big hyzer, but that looks awesome if it can hold.
Oh, just caught a tree.
That's still not a bad spot. Makes certain the par and gives herself a little outside chance for a birdie. See Gina here, she'll be opting for the same gap. So it needs to fade back and get a bit of edge.
Gee, she got that height right. That's a long putt, but it's a putt, matey.
Great shot so far though, piercing the gap. It's a lot lower than you can notice on camera here. There's some wispier, thinner branches that really just turn it into a triple mando without the mando rules in play. Claire's laced it as well.
Haas has absolutely nailed that. That is
A little bit more height on
Great
that
shot.
skip. And that was testing the
that
chains.
looked good straight out of the hands, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Could be the best shot we've seen on that hole all weekend. Yeah, so Denise making comment of the flies apparent here at Molong. It's no joke. They're out there and they're out there in
There
force.
is quite a few of them. I'm just sorry, I'm just caught up on a question from Crate in the chat, who we know to be none other than Reese Circuit. Jason, what's your favourite fruit?
Well, he
Good
knows
question.
mine. He knows mine's the blueberry, so
Yeah, my
Only fair.
favourite fruit. Look, I just smashed a banana just about a minute before coming on camera, and I do enjoy a banana.
I can't stand bananas.
No,
Even as a born and bred Queenslander,
not interested in potassium.
I am interested in potassium. I just have to source it elsewhere. Archibald suggesting double bogan. We're going to have to go back through the chats, take stock of all the suggestions, and making a decision probably after this event.
Yeah, there was one popular one which referred to us both as hogs. That was probably my favourite, but I can't, for the life of me, cannot remember it.
We'll have a look in the break at the
So yeah, I'm
round.
probably going to say banana, or I do love, I do eat watermelon by the kilo when I have the opportunity.
Watermelon is almost more confectionery than fruit to me.
It is sugar and water.
Yeah, not a lot of nutrients.
You can't just eat things for fun, Matty. Oh, there you go. That's why he asked me. The banana berry commentary team.
It's too close to Eula Berry. Sexy Berry. And it looks like Huss is going to take back that shot on Peyton here.
She's
got
going to have a crack anyway.
a little 6-meter-y to deal with.
6-meter-y.
Yeah, she's been eating these ones up so far.
Yeah, I haven't been
this
a problem
tournament.
for it at all. 2 cranked hogs. Haley's just told us. I'm not sure where it comes from, but it is. It's got a ring about it, hasn't it?
Nor do I know what cranked really means.
Yes.
That's a statement, Pat Jones.
That's a statement that she's been making for the whole weekend. Haven't barely seen her miss one. So a par for Peyton. And a par for Gina.
Yeah, that's the first birdie on that hole for the FPO division. So well done to you, Claire. Still racking them up.
And hello to you, Tanya, giving us a nice 2 thumbs up. Doing a great job out there, caddying every day for Huss. As we move to hole 5, Dam Poplars, this one's called, Matty. It's the most picturesque on the course with the water on the right hand side. Mando tree to make sure. Too wide, it's 165 metres. And somehow we managed to see an eagle on this yesterday.
Impressive. I stood at the tee pad yesterday trying to figure out how he went about it. I believe it was
Ryan Johnson?
Yeah. There really isn't a line or a clear line anyway from the tee pad to the basket. The trees are far more dense than the graphic you're looking at right now would indicate. But what the girls are going to be looking to do here is throw down, get to the mouth of the Mando, and it's a slight uphill to the pin, but not a lot of distance. So it's scoreable for these girls, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them get the birdie here.
Yeah, well, it's definitely on. It's definitely possible. But yeah, this first one, obviously, just once you get near the water, it's a pretty easy shot over.
Yeah, that's the safe play from Huss. Probably a little too far left. Might take birdie out of play unless she's got a real tonk in her.
I don't. Okay. Yeah, it's you. Thank you.
Well, it has to come out. Oh, that's
Yeah, very aggressive shot by Peyton. That's a smash too.
that is a beautiful shot there. Throwing her Zeus. Birdie still in play for Peyton. And Gina sticking with the safe option as well.
Yep, leaving that one a little wide. Stay away from those damn poplars, Matty. This hole generously sponsored by the Topor Classic. disc golf tournament on the Tour Down Under, the New Zealand Tour Down Under. Kind enough to sponsor this event.
Yeah, I guess in the hopes of some people gaining awareness of their tournament and taking the trip across the Tasman to play.
I'm certainly aware. Now, I have seen the logo in format getting around on some bags. You know, the Velcro removable patches.
Yes, which we have Park Media versions available of.
So yeah, I am aware of it.
As Gina here would just be looking to go straight. Didn't like her run up. That's a fine shot regardless.
Yep. Should be an easy par from there, no doubt.
You notice how I didn't say irregardless?
Yeah, I'm not sure why people say irregardless.
Neither am I. Yeah, so you can see the slight uphill nature of this approach. I think it would take Huss's best efforts with her power level. She does have a fast disc in hand.
Just be trying to stay on that right-hand side, I'd imagine. Ooh.
That one looks OB. Yeah, that's a mistake you don't want to make. I made that one yesterday.
Yanked it straight at the volunteer there, who's doing a fine job.
And Peyton could get aggressive on that right side, but we did see the consequence there. Safer play is sticking to the left, but it might take birdie out of the equation for her. So it's just a matter of how aggressive she wants to get. And with Hussey looking like she's going to take a bogey, she might just opt with the par here and take a stroke where she can.
Even if you had a forehand, not there.
That looks good. Yeah, great shot.
Oh, good. And that's circle short.
I know it is, but
So Huss needing to limit the damage on this hole. Yeah, she pops it up there. So her second shot going OB means she was throwing 4. So bogey at best for Huss. And Gina should be able to convert that par, Matty.
Sorry, I was just correcting the scores for all our viewers at home there. everything is back to where it needs to be. And this has been the bane of my existence all event. So thanks for bearing with us at home, guys.
Oof.
Yeah, didn't want to get too aggressive with that OB directly behind the cage there.
Yeah,
but
just a floaty bid.
still gave herself a chance. That was a par for Gina.
Was a par for Gina and a par for Peyton also. And this would be a tap in bogey for Huss. So Peyton making up another shot there. Straight into hole 6, Matty.
Yeah, it's a par 4, 230 metres. Definitely one of the more difficult ones, especially here in the FPO division, given the length and the more aggressive uphill slant of the fairway. You'll be ending up on a sort of man-made or man-lined island. You'll have to jump a little gap, push through some trees, and yeah, birdie's not easy to come by here. Really looking to get out and right on your first shot. Keeping away left from the OB. And I think you'll see most of the players here pitch up their second shot and then just try to get over and in for a par.
Yeah, par probably. He's a lot more uphill than you realise.
And that is sweet.
Lovely shot out there by Peyton. And our catch cameraman Cal just in perfect spot there.
Gina will be happy with that. Forcing over a backhand and landing in a pretty decent position. It's Huss now. She'll have to at least try to match Peyton. Don't go too far left.
Yep, it pulls up just in time. So 3 shots. Is it 3 shots? Between Huss and
3-stroke
Peyton.
lead to Huss so far. Yep.
So plenty happening here.
And one of the secrets to Hussey's success, according to the chat, could be some hummus.
Almost.
That was given to her by Hayley Cooper Ryder. Or maybe just suggested by Hayley Cooper Ryder. Bit of a superfood on the disc golf course, I didn't realise.
Almost. There you go.
Protein rich.
I did not.
So yeah, this hole a lot more uphill than you realise watching it on camera, Matty.
Definitely.
We walked it yesterday and struggled most of the way.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about how we played this hole yesterday. Numbers, numbers, numbers. As Gina looking to be approach the OB that delineates the island here. Wanting to stay off that mound. She might go standstill. Was a good shot. You just want to be a little left of that golf tee, which in our terms, just creates a pesky little mound. And yeah, she won't have a run up, I don't think. Yeah, getting your second shot left is preferable. Sort of opens up the mouth to the green.
That's a good shot position for your shot because it's right where the gap is.
That's
for
where
the
you want to be.
next.
That's where you want to be. A little more distance would have been ideal, but we know Peyton can put
She
some force
can
into
rip
it.
a forehand.
She can put some force into a forehand when she needs to, correct. And Hussey fully dedicating to that one. Yes, ma'am. So we almost have a match play scenario developing here between Huss and Peyton.
Is that right? Tell me.
Well, final round of the tournament, I think, you know, you're not only playing your own game anymore, you're also sort of responding to what your direct opponent is
From
doing.
that aspect, yeah, I probably agree. Yeah, if they're off the box first and they make a mistake, you might change your game plan to sort of counteract that. And same thing when you're on the box, you might just keep the pressure on that way. So
No, it'll be fun to see it unfold. We, especially after Wolfdorf, have become big fans of the matchday format.
Yeah, shot, Gina.
Getting onto the island. Looks like she's got a long par putt there. That was good. Now we've seen her thrash these forehands all weekend. Rip. That's incredible, just shaping the shot perfectly. Leaving herself with a 9-meter look at the par.
That was really what I didn't know, is if I hit the tree or not. That's why I really guys were.
I was trying to look for the flag, and there's no flag.
No. I reckon this is the most they're holding back.
A lot of Beastie Boys talk in the chat there. What's that about?
I've been sort of I don't know. I've been sort of trying to keep up with what's going on. I see there's some reference to some Beastie Boys song titles there.
No sleep till Molong.
Fight for your right to par 3. Interesting. It's Huss.
Friendly little roll off the tree there. Gets her to about 6 or 7 meters.
We've seen some good hill communication. Am I missing something here?
Just the conference, I guess, between Chris and Gina.
Okay. There's hill communication in brackets. Is that a reference on?
Oh, you mean in quotations? Yeah, I don't know what hill communication is by definition.
Sure.
Someone called us the PRKD Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Excellent from this angle.
Yeah,
That'll be a bogey there for Gina.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah.
All right, important play here for Peyton. Not only to keep the lead at 3, but to put a bit of pressure on Huss's next putt. A little bit of a skip there, indicating confidence, maybe joy even. Didn't think people felt joy on a disc golf course, especially day 3 of a tournament.
Especially not on this hole.
Just glancing the chains there. And Huss can extend the lead back out to where it started at 4. Okay. Lots of Beastie Boys fans in the chats. Ill communication must be a song by them.
Yeah,
That's been the difference this weekend, Jace.
absolutely.
That circle one putting
Huss's
from Huss.
putting has been undeniably good.
As Peyton cleans up for her bogey.
And Gina for hers. Yeah, not huge Beastie Boy fans, as Ash indicates in the chat there. The Beastie Boys getting a lot more traction in the chat than my Tim-O-Matic reference anyway. Hole 7 is She Lobs Lair, sponsored by the greatest disc golf shop in the land. There's the baskets. Perched in that spidery looking tree. Looks like a spider's lair, Matty. I think that's why they've named it She Lobs Lair. From Lord of the Rings, I understand.
I've tried to explain that to you all weekend, so I'll give it no more oxygen. No, this hole does have a few lines you can take. For the right-hand backhand player with power, there is a wide highs line. I don't think we'll be seeing any of the ladies opt with that one. They'll be looking to go for one of the more narrow lines. Just highs are flipping, keeping one low on the backhand and hoping it fades with enough distance around the back of the basket where the most clear access point is.
Now, from memory, yesterday, Peyton Miller absolutely parked this hole.
Just going back to the stats from yesterday.
So, yeah, I do remember the shot.
Yes, we did see one birdie, and it was Peyton, correct? Yeah, she's definitely got the distance to reach it. 103 metres, plays a little shorter going downhill. As Claire claiming back the box that has been so often hers this event. Well, good flare skip.
Massive skip.
Yeah, I think she'll be putting through the trees though. As Cow does confirm that one for us. She might even just have to pitch around into the mouth.
Now, we... That's I had 3 cracks off this tee pad yesterday and did that 3 times in a row off the same tree. I'm pretty sure
That tree has received a lot of dents over the course of the weekend.
so I can tell you now that tree is definitely in the way.
As Gina,
Gina tries to go around it and flares in front of it.
yeah, similar spot to Huss with her drive.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we'll be seeing a birdie today.
So Tanya leaves us. Go and play her. Thank you very much for your help, Tanya.
Always a pleasure, Tan.
And thank you very much for the bottles of red wine.
Yes, your kindness does not go without our gratitude.
So yeah, we mentioned the greatest disc golf shop in the land. Who would I be talking about?
Without any bias or obligation,
Obligation, that's what I was looking for.
Jindy Disc Golf Shop, run by a good friend and just all-round good man, Tommy Chulip, who's
Tommy T.
he's actually in Molong for the whole week. He's here right now, running the shop, just spreading the good vibes, and we'll be here playing next week in the MA2 division. As we see Peyton try to get up and in, she should have a look for par there. Not only will he be playing next weekend, he'll also be running the shop then too. So if you do lose a disc or find a gap in your bag, go and see Tommy. He's an
the
expert.
man.
He knows most all discs and everything about them. The treatment I got yesterday when I was trying to replace one of the discs I lost was incredible. The man's got a strong disc golf acumen.
And of course, he sponsors some really, really talented players too.
As we saw in the ace race last night.
We
Dan,
also see him sponsor some not so talented players, but
yeah, some of the shot selections I saw in that ace race made me ask some questions. Some big floaty Sky Annies with
now
the
I
putter.
think the ace race that was on last night, 77 metre downhill it was, and they started it at about 7 o'clock at night, or 6 o'clock at night I'm going to say, after the distance comp, and it was dark. The car headlights came out, the lights came out on the basket. We even added more baskets in at the end. I think the jackpot's up to about $7 million. And most of it's Dan Frost.
Yeah, the Jindy Disc Golf Shop boys really
Just
really emptying their wallets.
Loaded money into the kitty.
Oh, and they would have played deep into the night if they could. The TD had to come out and shut it all down. Some Lord of the Rings references and puns coming through the chat. The Mellowship of the Ching. It's a great disc golf Lord of the Rings fusion. But we press on, Jace.
We do.
Hole 8 next up. After this commercial break.
As we move on to hole 8, 95 metres. The ground is sloping right to left, and then it's a shot up this hill to this basket. It's home run, it's called. There's a couple of different lines. There's a Mando tree stopping you from going hard right and cutting the corner. So yeah, you have to go down, and as you can see, that right to left.
Yeah, pretty tricky hole if you don't have a big forehand. We haven't seen any birdies on this one in the FPO division. But yeah, 95 metres, playing longer than that with the uphill. Yeah, and no real backhand line. It is a little shorter and direct, but it is fraught with danger on that right-hand side. And Peyton doesn't get that one wide enough. But kicks out to a clear position, which is okay. Gina looks like she just wants to swing this one right to left.
Ooh, she caught a tree early.
Yeah, it just slipped out of the hands, that one. It's unlucky for Gina. And Denise wondering in the chat if the red wine had anything to do with how long the ace race went. I definitely think alcohol was influencing
There
some
was
of the throwers.
some well-hydrated boys there.
No, the atmosphere around the campgrounds was electric last night. Everyone was laughing. Everyone was having a good time, telling stories of tales of woe and tales of accomplishment after
Tales of
their
misfortune.
rounds. Tales of misfortune. Well, they are disc golfers. You ever remember the good stuff?
Push, push, push.
Not enough loft in that shot.
Yeah,
there
so
from
a lot
Gina.
more uphill than you can see on this angle.
Yes, and the whole sponsors against the green, wood turning. We got to see some of their fine products.
Absolutely. I understand Chris Lug is the gentleman from Against the Grain Wood Turning.
Yeah, the big loogie.
And understand that if a tree falls down in Molong, it gets very nervous because Chris Lug makes a bowl out of it before too long. So, no, stunning work. And they're going to be part of the prizes this weekend, which is sensational, Matt, isn't it?
Yeah, a very nice touch.
Bowls made from tree trunks that have grown on the actual course where the championship is. I mean, you can't get more involved than that.
Who wouldn't want to take a piece of the course that's just bashed them up for 3 days home with them?
You're a sentimental man, Matty.
I don't hold a lot of space for sentiment in my life, but I mean, I can see the practical benefits of winning a bowl.
You'd
not
have an
that-
extra bowl.
Yeah, well, an extra thing to put things in, I guess, is the purpose of a bowl. As Huss pulled that one a little too far right, and she's going to have a bit of a scary downhill putt there.
Is that a 6 metery, Matty?
Maybe more.
6 metery, of course, to the basket that definitely wasn't turned down on a lathe.
No, a more traditional style saw, I imagine, would have fashioned that feature.
Straight up.
Lovely up shot there from Gina. There's not too much trouble in this hole so far.
No, and a little bit of snap's going to be required here to get up that hill for Peyton.
Oh,
Ooh.
good grief.
And a lot of snap on that putt.
Wowee. I'm assuming you're laughing at what I'm laughing at.
Archibald Bunker just sharing how much he enjoys a bowl on the disc golf course.
Good on you, Archibald.
Not sure we're talking about the same thing, Archie, but good to know. As Hussey to extend her lead. Will she or
This
won't
is
she?
her distance, Matty. I'm calling it.
Does have to be careful of the downhill.
Oh, leaves it a little short.
Yeah, they kind of that might have been a case of the mind prohibiting the body from really committing.
It's a very, very rare putting mishap.
Oh, Peyton.
Ooh.
And that's a gift for our leader.
That was just a complete misfire. Oh dear. Not what Peyton Miller needed.
No, I think that'll be a triple for her.
Yeah, and unfortunately our first air bud of the day.
And that was more like an Airbud 3 fever pitch. That was a costly one.
Yep, that was definitely well into the series.
As Claire and Gina clean up their bogeys. Yeah, a hole to forget for the girls there.
So last hole of the front 9 is hole 9, believe it or not. Load up. It's 230 metres as we push down this big wide open fairway, and it's a sharp turn, not that sharp turn on the drone. It's a sharp turn into the cattle loader. It's basically a right angle left turn. So Mando trees are not as aggressive as they look or as they appear on that graphic. But once you get to that Mando, second shot extremely important. So you can get the right angle. You just want to be wide enough. You want to use every part of that right-hand side of the downhill just to make sure that you can open up your shot angle to get comfortably near that cattle loader, Matty.
Yeah, we haven't seen any birdies from the girls on this hole across the weekend. It's just so long. We saw Dan Frost throw one of the bigger rollers I've ever seen,
Huge.
especially on coverage, get up to the Mando. But I think for these girls, it will require 2 shots to get to an approach position. And we'll just be looking to take par here, I think, is best result.
Yeah, I think so. And like we said, that second shot landing zone, incredibly important.
Get out some pent-up rage.
Peyton just expressing some anger issues she might be dealing with after that.
It was disappointing to see, and what does that take the gap out to now, Matty?
It's a 6-stroke lead, so we're
6-stroke lead with 10 to go, so it's a whole lot more work to do for Peyton Miller there.
Yeah, so back out to a 6-stroke lead for Claire, the lead that she had after day 1. And you don't want to get caught under those trees. They are low and can really impede any proper run-up you need for a big shot. And a good hole to take your aggressions out if
Yeah, that's a
you
boost.
need to.
That's big.
That is magnificent from Peyton. Good to have a nice open shot like that after a little bit of a blunder on the putting green.
Certainly seemed that way, didn't it? Yeah, so RSL, New South Wales, the Molong sub-branch, which do wonderful work, as we had Kevin Costa on yesterday, and he told us all about the wonderful work they do, charity-wise, and what a great initiative that is, so thank you very much. Good to have them on board for the whole weekend and sponsoring 2 holes. So, putting in double the amount of effort.
Yeah, obviously an integral part of the community here at Molong. And when I leave Molong and think back, words that are going to come to mind are words like community and selflessness and just the general
Teamwork.
atmosphere of the town and the conviviality.
Good word.
Yeah, I learnt that one from Blake
Houston,
Houston
yeah.
when we shared commentating duties for the Fine Lines Open. But they're very friendly people here. They're very welcoming. We felt that in the down at the local pub on the first night, and I'm already looking forward to coming back next time.
Yep. Yeah, it's 1 me over. Gina plays out to that right-hand side that we mentioned to try and give herself the best angle. As it is such a sharp turn on that after that Mando.
Yeah, the pin really does hug tight left once you've passed the Mando. Well, it's a little skinny.
A little inside, but if it's got the distance, which it has, it's going to be a little tight, but at least she's past Amanda.
Yeah, pass still in play there for Huss. It's Peyton with another
That's
crush. Getting the full flight out of the frisbee there. And I hope she kicks off that immature little poplar.
Petulant poplar.
Pubescent poplar.
So, score check, Maddie. We did mention it was 6 shots, didn't we?
Yeah, Claire's 23 over for the event. Peyton 29 over. And Gina Hill 16 strokes off the lead there at 39 over.
Yeah, so it was pretty tight, and I think Peyton had sat one shot up on Huss before for a little mishap on hole 8. But there is still 10 holes, including this one, Matty, to go. So
Yeah, Peyton's gone too far right on that second shot, and she's ways away from the pin here. I dare say that par's out of play. Yeah, just getting that one up as far as she could there. The hill gets steep leading up to the pin in completing this hole.
certainly does.
Gina contemplates her third. Chili's got some pretty snazzy socks there, doesn't he? Green and gold.
He does. He's got a pretty solid sock game as well, does Chili. And flick roller coming out for Gina here. Oh, shit. I mean, oh, dear.
I think her wailing is enough commentary on that shot. That's one she wishes she could take back.
Yep.
Yeah, she might be throwing fire from the drop zone there. As the event leader just watches on. World's crumbling around her. Not to be overly dramatic on hole 9.
Oh, I haven't missed an edit. Oh, then I can stop crying now.
Okay, so Chris just telling us all that she hasn't actually missed the Mando, but will have to play around it. So
May as well have missed, Matty.
the outcome's the same, yep.
Yeah, not a lot of positives to draw from this current situation, I must say. See how Gina gets out of this little pickle she's got herself in.
Going with a forehand roller again that's just not checking up.
Does stop before the OB though, which is
It didn't bounce and it didn't miss the Mando.
No penalty strikes.
Thanks to the girls for hopping in on commentary for us there.
So I've lost count on this hole, Matty.
I believe Gina's stepping up for her 5th here. Claire's thrown 2, and I believe Peyton's most of the way there after 3. But yeah, Gina will be looking to get up and down for a double here. Tidy.
Yep, nice little upshot. And Huss for 3rd here. As you can see, pushed really close to that Mando, so.
Left a little bit desired on that one.
Yes, yeah, there's a fair bit of disc golf to bite off there.
Okay, so Peyton could run the putt here if she chooses so. Is a little risky on the elevated basket. And opting with the layup. She won't be able to do too much more of that down the stretch, Jace, with the 6-stroke lead that she's trying to tear
although
away at.
is she about to pick one up here? Or is Huss... She's not going to miss these putts in a row, is she? Oh, she's laying up.
Yeah, so conceding the stroke there.
So there's one, but yeah, I don't know. She needs to. You think Peyton needs to start getting a little bit more aggressive?
Definitely on the back nine, she will. As that one creeps back over the wood feature. And that'll be a triple for Gina, so we'll be looking to bounce back on the next one.
Yeah, not a great hole for Gina. And one shot going in the way of Peyton Miller there, so Huss with that upshot. Not confident enough to go with the putt.
I think Peyton actually carded the bogey too.
Oh, she did she? We are through 9 on this 3rd round, and we have 9 to go before we crown an Australian Disc Golf Championship winner for 2024 in the FPO division. This is hole 10. This is iconic. When you think of Molong, you think iconic, and you think this hole. Triple Mando. Window into the twisted mind of a course designer, as we said yesterday. Sounds like the title of an emo song. But can definitely stir up your emotions as well, this hole, Matty.
Yeah, it's all about the landing zone off the tee here. Not a lot of distance required, but placement imperative. All in the hopes that you can set yourself up with a straight look at the wooden triple Mando. Never got confirmation on what type of wood it was. I hazarded a guess with sassafras, but that was more just
treated
because... Oh, you found out?
We did, yeah. Kev touched on that yesterday. It's treated pine.
Oh, I'm glad we got that cleared.
It's just
up.
various. He said the outer wings only got added in the last couple of months,
Okay.
so therefore not as aged, and that's the reason for the different colour in the treated pine.
Okay. I feel enlightened. Thank you.
Anything else you need to know about it?
Not in particular, not right now.
Tell us what we do need to know, Matty. Tell us how it's been playing.
Yeah, not easily. We didn't see any birdies yesterday, nor did we the day before. Only the 1 par and the 2 bogeys for the ladies in yesterday's round. So very much a bonus birdie here at hole 10.
Yeah, so as we can see, still the 6 shots and then the 12 shots out to Gina
I also
Hill.
got a 5 from the front.
Hussey in the box seat
well,
at the moment.
Second shot, whatever the down the hill was.
Well, she also had a perfect line at the basket from where she was at.
I did
and
my
then
third
threw
shot,
it straight into
and
the
then
tree.
I threw it into the tree instead of like at the basket. But you know, hey, it's disc golf. Where's the fun if you don't find the trees?
Alright, that's Peyton, Gina.
Looks like a little fun on this though.
Afghan turnover?
Have fun. Have fun.
I'm back to next week.
Yeah, have fun.
So Huss off first. So this first shot, just hoping to get into a position to attack or lay up to the triple mando.
And that tee pad is a good indicator of a safe landing zone.
Yep.
No
It's a beautiful
danger.
shot.
And hopefully we see her attack the triple mando. As Peyton looks like she's going to end up in a very similar position. Not as much distance, but a good angle for the approach. And Gina looking to bounce back after what turned out to be a little bit of a nightmare hole there on hole 9 for her.
Yes.
Keep flexing. Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, she'll take that.
As we are delivered ice cold water by the #1 TD in the land, we believe.
And we haven't mentioned it yet, but obviously we had Kevin yesterday hop in on comms and bring some of his local knowledge. Assistant TD Sharon Costa will be gracing us with our presence on commentary. Right after this hole. So I'll be taking a break and committing my full attention to score graphics, my favourite part of the job.
And of course, sipping this ice cold water we've just been bought.
That is the sound of satisfaction, people.
Whatever gets you close. You don't want to finish way out, right?
Yeah, sorry baggy waters, we don't play a glow round as a final. Wonder if a tournament's ever done that, as we see.
Ooh, Peyton just taking the T sign
That was a shot shame.
and
I wanted
finding the
though. I just thought, don't worry. About it.
funny side of it.
Okay.
She seems like a glass half full kind of girl. I like that.
Yeah, certainly.
You're not trying to go through.
Yeah, but I don't want to go short.
All right, looks like Gina will be just playing to the front of the mouth here. Get back left.
Yeah, should be able to make a pretty easy approach through there.
All right, now Hussey. In a really, really nice position. Does she back her distance straight shot? Looks like she's got a slower speed disc in hand. I think we're just going to see a pitch up here.
Great shot.
Yeah, we saw a couple of the MPO boys attack the triple mando from distance yesterday. To
Didn't go too well.
little to no avail. Yeah.
Did not go that well. So
Thomas Gilbert.
and Dave Perry, I'm pretty sure our two
Yeah.
leaders just blasted straight past it. So I think Peyton will be trying to slide through.
Doing exactly that.
Yeah,
for
and that's
her
the way to
third,
do it.
Leaving herself with a long par
I would
putt.
rather make it and be short than hit the side. Yeah.
Gina looking through the backhand for her third. Hoping to turn it through the triple.
Lovely, nicely done, and that'll give her a nice easy putt.
Yeah, looks like par is imminent for Gina. And not a lot of distance left here for Haas.
Yep, that's nice. Nice and easy.
Throwing her AGL disc there, the Douglas Fir.
Should get her a nice par.
So mini
Maybe?
golf.
Douglas Fear, apparently.
Douglas Fear.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a curious name for a frisbee.
It is.
There's Peyton from C2 here. She'll need this one to maintain the gap, but doesn't. The action still with Peyton, and an awkward little stance here. Doesn't make the bogey particularly simple.
Yes, bounces it in.
Leans it.
So Gina for hers. Got this, I reckon. Solid.
No
I
doubter.
mentioned that was the distance I saw her practicing from this morning, and she was looking very, very confident. So as Huss taps in hers, we're going to have a change in the commentary box. We're bringing in the actual, genuine TD of this tournament. Not the pretend one that we had on yesterday.
No, Sharon is here to do a little commentating for you guys. I'll be back momentarily. It's been a pleasure. I'll hand it over to Sharon.
Oh, thanks, guys. This is a bit of an honour, I have to admit. Thank you. Yes.
Welcome, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
Now, tell us about this course dog.
he is a terror. I actually think he belongs to the president of the golf club. And we had a situation where we had a tournament and we were setting up the HQ in the old golf clubhouse, and he ate some rat sack.
Oh, no.
And we just, my daughter Amy actually pulled it out of his mouth.
All right.
And yeah, Jed came and yes, we rushed him to the vet and cost him a few $100.
So he's,
So he survived it, and he's very much loved.
yeah, it certainly looks that way, and he could tell a few stories too.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him approach Peyton when she was putting on hole 4 or 5 yesterday.
Yep.
And then he just sort of took off. Oh, it went
Yeah.
like he knew exactly where he was
Yes.
going.
Yes, I think they have a few dogs on the farm, and so they do a lot of walking around. So it's his second home. This is a beautiful hole. God, the avenue.
Hole 11.
Yes.
The avenue or the boulevard.
Boulevard,
it's called.
yeah, avenue in the normal course, but yeah, it's the boulevard.
It is a beautiful hole. Straight up the line of trees. It's been quite a popular, or quite a lot spoken about it this weekend.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Oh well, whether it's the distance or the trees or whatever, but it's nice to have a bit of shade. And there's not a lot of wood on the course really, in terms of all these lovely big trees. It's a little long for me, but it's exciting watching these girls throw great distances and get a bit of skip and
Work their way up there.
work their way up there.
Yeah, so we spoke to Kevin yesterday about, how long ago the planning has gone in. Oh, it's been over a year or something, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely. Yes, it'd be from the notion of going to the club and saying, hey, do you reckon we should put our hands up for this? And of course everyone just said yes. And it's an evolutionary thing. It takes a lot of vision and energy, and people come and go in clubs, as you know, and sometimes people feel that they can do more than what actually happens at the time. But certainly we've had an official launch in town. We had a beautiful canapé afternoon with an official presentation and the unveiling of the banner, and which was in itself, it felt like an event on its own, and that was sort of got the momentum. But
I remember watching it. I
Yeah.
watched it live. It was streamed
Yeah.
live on social media.
Yes,
And it was at least a year ago.
It would have been.
Um,
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, so they've started planning already.
Oh yeah, and it's every day. You're talking about it every single day, and of course, disc golf in Australia. TDs are a husband and wife team. It seems to be a common blend, and we're seeing that. With the guys in South Australia and WA and Sydney, with Matt and Lisa doing New South Wales Open down there and Sydney Disc Golf, and so that it's in every space in the house sort of thing, and car, and there's notes and sticky notes and whiteboards, and we, being teacher nerds, as Kevin is, we have whiteboards around the house.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. We're brain dumping all the time.
Okay.
Yes, and list writing, and look at that, paintings. Yeah, go left.
Yes, should
Yeah,
sneak in
good
there.
position, nice position.
So we've
there.
heard about the lead up. I have to ask, what's next next weekend after this tournament wraps up? What do Kevin, Sharon, Costa get up to after that? I feel like you're gonna have nothing to do.
Oh yeah, no. Well, we've got a small property that has a disc golf course on it, of course. So there's always a bit of maintenance in that space. We're also preparing to get house sitters and to go away for a little bit. We're going to just go and do some trekking in the snowy mountains, and then some beach time with the family in the new year.
Wonderful.
And then, well, that's probably long enough. And then Kevin's playing some tournaments in New Zealand. He's going to play at Egmont or Egg Monster, I think it's called, and then at the Topol event. I'm going to have some beach and reading time, and Kevin, then I'll caddy for him for Topol.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's well, I can speak for Maddie and I suppose everyone here this weekend that I've absolutely loved it. I mentioned to Kev yesterday, it's probably not a place I would naturally travel through, Molong. It's not really on the way to anything for me or anything like that, but now that I have come here, it's amazing, these small rural towns, and it's just these beautiful little places that you think, I never would have seen this otherwise.
No, that's
so
it, yeah.
Disc golf brings you to these rare places and these different places that you don't go, and I'll definitely be coming back here.
Oh, that's
Definitely.
that is fantastic to know, and certainly with the leading up to nationals, one of the key things that we wanted to achieve was to get a disc golf course in a beautiful location in Orange, which is at Lake Canobolas, and it's multi-dimensional recreation space with a cafe and swimming and playground equipment. But it's also opposite a epic mountain biking park.
Right.
And we have our disc golf course in there 8 years in the making. So that went in at about, 4 weeks ago in our spare time. Leading up to nationals, but it was really key for that location because it's a high-profile location, and it's natural enough. People hear about disc golf in Molong, and it's half an hour away, but to have it right there in a favourite location, it's a very popular location for locals and for visitors, and we are super proud of getting that in. And for people staying in Orange in Airbnbs, they can just whip out to the lake, hop on their bike, go down the trails, and then play disc golf.
Beautiful. So
Yeah.
you're creating in central New South Wales. You're creating your own little disc golf mecca.
Yeah, a bit of destination disc golf.
Yeah.
Stay and play. Is
Wow,
my motto.
you've actually got a marketing slogan
Yeah,
for
I
it as
have
well.
got a marketing slogan. I've been working on this. I've been thinking about it. Look, it's one of those things that I know that, everyone sort of that's into it really feels it, that you're going to a place, and I have memories. I don't know exactly the stats, but Kevin travelled with Alex Williams in New Zealand, and they were playing phenomenal amount of disc golf there, and the accessibility. Yeah, Peyton's just dropped that one. The accessibility of courses nearby, so there's something about that. And we're really mindful that because we are in a regional centre and a long way from anywhere, that people travel, have to take a lot of leave, spend a lot of money getting here. How better is it that they can come and there's more than one disc golf course to play?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, disc golfers naturally, for some reason, more than any other sport, seem to want to play their sport ad nauseum. We saw last night
Yes.
that wonderful ace run that was organised, and I think it started at about 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and we had to kick everyone off the course at 9:30 or something.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. We closed. I stopped taking money at 9 o'clock, just before 9 o'clock.
Well, it was becoming a security risk, that amount of
And
money.
that's exactly right. Well, we've hit, $705 for ace
Oh,
pot.
wow.
For that, it's a separate ace pot to the actual tournament.
Yeah, as we move to hole 12, Banjo's Dilemma. The two distinct lines to this, but from what I've seen, it's just about staying away from what's in the middle. We've seen players take both. I think Huss went left yesterday. The more direct line seems to be right. But, yeah, so the ace race last night was $705.
Yes, yeah, epic. And that'll run again this afternoon after presentation for those that are staying on or can stay for another crack at it. And if it doesn't go off, then next weekend we've got Division 2 and we'll do it all again.
Yeah, I think the Canberra boys donated around 50 or 60% of that $705
I think they may
to your
have
ace
done.
race last night. They informed me. So, no, it was good fun. It was a good vibe. And, yeah, the car headlights and the lamps on the basket came out. Then they added more baskets.
But a fabulous guy from Sydney, Albert. He said to me today, he said, you've got the formula right. You've got, close proximity to the bar, to food. It was a little downhill, a nice little curve in, not too far. And the only thing that would sweeten it more is if there's a golf cart running the discs back in buckets back, because the number that were being thrown.
Yep.
But also the theatrics of seeing these guys try to catch them.
Yes,
it was a lot
that
of fun.
was
There's a lot of jumping. Yeah, that was good.
No, that was great fun.
Yeah, that was good.
You're getting some comments in the chat here from who we like to call the Queen of Australian Disc Golf, Cassie Sweeten.
Thank you, Cassie Sweeten.
We love you,
That's
Shaz, and we
very
appreciate
nice.
everything you and do.
Thank
Kev
you.
do for the Aussie community, and that is a comment that's been mirrored quite heavily to me all around this course, and that is from all disc golfers here this weekend and definitely next weekend as well. That they absolutely love what you and Kev do. You're the nicest people in disc golf, so the people tell me. And now that I've been here and experienced it for myself, I believe them. Because
that's very nice.
from Maddie and my point of view, we've been looked after splendidly here with cold water, beers at times, coffees, all sorts of different things as we sit here and commentate. So we appreciate that from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes.
And it's been it's great fun weekend.
Well, this is like the pinnacle for us. This is, to have you guys here, to have this, and even just down the end of this big building here, we've got a little bar happening, and the golf club guys were just sitting there, and so I set up a computer and a data projector, and I'm screening it on. And they said, "Oh, what's this?" I said, "This is what's happening on your golf course right now." And the guys who are commentating are at the other end of the building, and they said, really? And I went, yep, really? And the thing was that someone was talking to Peyton about someone sending wishes from America, and they said it was just something that they just could not in that moment imagine it was happening right next to them, and it was being screened all over the world through our fabulous YouTube.
Yes, it's yeah, it's a great feature, and this is the 2 years in a row now that the Nationals have been live streamed, so it's great that we
It is
can.
fantastic. It is just next level, and we've been subscribers of other companies in watching American and European disc golf, and Joe May's guys are a lot of fun, and you guys are just equally amazing in how you present it, and the joy and the fun and the jokes, and Kevin and I were having a little chat about a couple of the funny things that you guys get up to and say.
Well, thank you very much. We do definitely try to bring the lighter side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's highlighting that reason that we all play disc golf and we all get around the community, and that is ultimately number one, to have fun.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. I mean, yes, it can get down to the serious, pointy end, when it's really, really, really close. But yes, it is about having as much fun as you can, and I'm looking forward to, maybe having a bit of a crack next weekend to see how I go. If I can play next weekend, I will. But certainly going to play doubles on Wednesday,
Yep.
so that'll be nice.
That'll be good. Well, I'll be watching the scores.
Yes.
I won't be here next weekend, but I'll be watching the scores very closely.
Yes. I don't expect anything from me, other than just to be able to get out there, and I think just to be able to, we had one day just before that, thank you, Kevin. I just realised what I was reading now. That I walked around the course with Kev. We're doing a bit of a strategic tick-off thing about OBs and checklist, and we've got the folder that he created, which is like the folder from hell. There's so much information in there, but it's been really valuable to just draw on. But and that's the only time I've had a chance to walk the course, the Div 1 course. So there's going to be a bit of preparation and work for the changeover from Div 1 to Div 2.
Yeah, I had a look through the handout, and all the holes are changed, by the way.
Totally different course, yes, going from the 18-hole sort of championship course to a 24-hole course, still challenging and utilising our some of our public tees.
Yep.
But yes, it's a lot of work, but worth it. Yeah, worth it.
Absolutely. And one other question I have to ask, because I don't know the answer, and I'm sure a lot of people in the community probably do, but I don't. Bob, where does that nickname come from?
This is a really nice thing to ask, because I love talking about it. Before disc golf in our life, we did a lot of Duke of Ed trips, trekking with students from school.
Yep.
And so Kevin is...
I took part in Duke of Ed, actually, when I was in Year 9, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
There you go. And so I was meeting a group of kids on the train with Kev in the mountains, and he was describing me to the kids as being this hairy bush woman, man, ape thing, and of course little me got on the younger version of me got on the train and all timid, and then it came up, for them to guess my name. And this quirky kid, Josh, he was just a funny guy, and he would just come out with these little quips, and then all of a sudden they come out with all these names, and then the next thing, this kid's just quietly sort of sitting back on the train, cruising, Bob, and it just stuck, and it was Bob from Blackadder, the little lady who was
Bob.
Dressed as a bloke.
Yeah, and confuses them all into...
Yeah, confused them all, yeah. So that's where Bob came, and it went on my jersey. And so when we Kevin moved to different schools, and we were running Duke of Ed in different places, Bob was on my jersey. So it stuck, and then he did Kevin Bob Costa on his Facebook profile.
I've seen it come up in a few places.
Yes, and that's the Bob reference. And so I quite love it. And then Alex Williams, hello Alex, in New Zealand, she would call me Bobby, and so I get different versions of Bobby and Bob, and I just love it. It's a really you know, poor old Sharon cops the whole Shazza
Shazza.
thing. And I can take it a little bit in context. I don't mind it. It's kind of friendly, but Bob I love.
It's an iconic Australian name, Sharon, isn't it?
Yes, it is very much. Yeah, Shaz and Daz and Shaz and Kev.
Yep.
Yes.
No, well, that's good. I'm sure it's been great to have you on, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure that you've got a mountain load of work
I
that's been
do.
waiting
I've got
for
to
you.
start calling some cards so Kevin can play.
Yep. So on that note, at the end of this hole, we will
Yes.
let you go. But
Yes.
before you go, what I will ask you is, it looks pretty. Look, there's 6 holes to go. You never know what could happen, but it looks like Huss is looking pretty strong in the seat for this one. MPO, have you got a tip?
Look, yeah, I'm glad you asked because I was thinking about it a little bit myself yesterday and I was watching the distance throwing and I am super, super proud of Blake.
Yep.
He is a star. He's got grit and ability and a gentle, beautiful person. Like he's very respectful.
Yes, he's a gentleman.
And it's certainly his talent hasn't gone to his head at all. I don't think. I don't see that ego coming out. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And,
Well, you heard it here first,
yeah,
folks.
DP's got it too.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Sharon Costa's tip is for the MPO is for Blake Houston to beat Dave Perry by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All respects to everyone, all the other MPOs, and having Thomas here is amazing. But yeah.
Not a problem. Well,
Right.
thank you, and I speak for the entire disc golf community when I say thank you for everything that you and your amazing husband do, and thank you for a wonderful tournament.
Pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
So.
you. Thanks, guys.
As someone nowhere near as attractive sits down next to me, Matty Faz.
Yeah, I haven't taken great care of myself this weekend. I forgot my comb, so
We're into the final trimester of this last round.
when's the due date? Yeah, no, our first par frame for
Isn't
the day.
she a
coming on
lovely,
previous hole 13 there.
Isn't she a lovely person?
Oh, what a power couple
Bob
for
Costa,
Australian disc
yeah.
golf. You haven't met a friendlier coupling.
No, 2 of the friendliest people and amazing TDs as we've seen.
As the Hillside Harvest hole here, hole 13, pretty difficult one for the FPO division. Not a lot of birdies to be seen. They will be looking to par here. And with every par frame we have, Hussey tightens her grip on that championship trophy.
Yeah, it's 7 shots the lead now. So suggests that Peyton Miller might be running out of time. We do still have that that par 5 that destroyed everyone yesterday coming up next. So
Yeah, that's going to be pivotal, I think.
yeah, it is going to be. It's going to play a major part in the outcome of this. So
Is that you or is that me? I think that's you. Oh, I'm hiding in the. Oh, okay. Behind I was like, I swear there were 3 discs.
Yeah, so it's looking like the girls will have to go over here to access the pin. We have, I believe it's Gina to throw first. Oh, my mistake. They've stayed inside the gap.
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
Very good.
Peyton.
It's a long look from Peyton there.
She's got a massive jump putt.
She has. She's foolish, isn't it?
Yeah, jump putting from positions where I think a lot of players would simply have to throw. Yeah, Bob Costa. That was a fascinating little story.
Doesn't look like a Bob. I'll be honest.
A hairy, disgusting bushwoman.
A hairy, overgrown bushwoman. Yes.
Couldn't believe they were the words coming out of her mouth as Haas delicately massages that one.
Yep. She'll have an under the tree putt, but yeah, just probably looking to really really keep it just clean and tidy and out of harm's way, I suppose.
Yeah, that's all she really needs to do to close this one out. 6 holes to go.
Six, including this one, Matty.
6 including this one, of course.
Oh, Peyton with just another cage out.
Yeah, no, putt letting her down a little bit today.
That's about the second or third one I've seen today, I reckon. As we have another coarse dog appearing.
That
He's
might
just
be
going to walk straight through.
no awareness from that pup. No awareness at all.
Absolutely no idea.
That looked like our Catch Cam Cow's dog.
It did look simple. Oh, that was a rocket.
As I like to call him, a no doubter there from Gina.
Absolutely. Full commitment.
It'll be her par. As Haas looking to take it out to an 8-stroke lead here with a par.
Yes, sneaks it in. And a finish from Peyton. So yeah, time running out here for a change in the leaderboard.
Yeah, and if you're going home this weekend, time is running out to check out Hillside Harvest. Maybe stop by on your way out, especially if you're playing
Look,
in the
it's only
earlier
40
rounds.
minutes away. It's only 40 minutes away. Get to Hillside Harvest. If fresh fruit is your game, then that's your destination.
Indeed, as we move into the bruising hole 14, it's a par 5, 285 metres. Jesse's Escape. The ladies here are just going to be looking to keep it in the centre of the fairway. It's such a narrow and such a long fairway. You've got punishment rife on the left-hand side and OB line on the right-hand side, but is generally protected by a swath of thick trees.
Swath.
I may have misused that word.
A shrubbery.
A swath of shrubbery. No, it is a big one. I don't think we're going to see a birdie here, but as you said before, Claire, or Huss as she's preferred to be called, is in survival mode. She just wants to maintain the gap. As we see her claiming the box after the last hole. And playing that one pretty nicely. See Gina here. And generous sponsors Pertec with the banner in the background.
Yeah, that's a good shape for that shot.
Thanks again to Pertec for all their support.
Yes, Pertec and their fluid transfer solutions.
And Peyton giving me no time to update the graphic. Boosted, is it?
Yeah, it's a big drive.
As the lovely Bob just delivers our hot drinks for this morning.
Yep. A coffee.
Aren't we spoiled? Aren't we
We
spoiled?
a sport is not the word, Matty. It's beyond sport now, isn't it?
Yeah, they're overdoing it. I hope we can. I hope we can pay them
Don't
back
say that.
someday. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be Gina to throw first.
Yeah, this is treacherous, this hole. As you can see, the bush and the shrubs up ahead, they jut out.
And you can see the Australian Sugar Glider emblem on that disc.
The sugar gliders.
Must be a limited edition Woof Doof event disc. Australia taking the silver medal at the team's event 2 weeks ago. Oh, don't do that to her. The disc rebounding off catch cam Cal. And that's only to Gina's benefit. She might have to buy him a beer after that one.
Definitely. I was going to say she did the same thing yesterday. And it ended quite badly for her.
Yeah, she did struggle with her second shot here yesterday. I thought she'd made the correction.
Cal
Cut
just
rolled.
could not stand to watch that. No, he's done his best to get out of the way there, Cal. Sometimes when you're on that catch cam and you make a decision early to go one way, and then that disc just starts following you no matter where you go.
Exactly, and obviously your perspective isn't, ideal. You're looking through a camera.
And look, not to mention as well, you and I last night decided to pick up one of the cameras that these camera guys carry around. And of course, this is foreign to us. These live stream cameras that they're carrying around. And I think we were both pretty shocked about how heavy it is. To be carrying that camera around. So not only is Cal trying to get away with the disc there, but he's also carrying a camera that probably weighs about 12 kilos as well.
Yeah, dead set. It's they're not light, and especially in the the later round when the heat gets up towards 30, it's tough work out there for our camera operators. So yeah, huge props to Kyle, who's obviously doing the 2 laps of the course a day, and then Cal and Neil, who are carting around these heavy pieces of
Monstrosities
equipment.
they are. And as a part-time catch cam cameraman yourself, Matty, you know all too well what it's like to be hit by a disc, don't you?
Well, when you've got powerhouses like Leo Dykes basically straight lining you, it doesn't give you a lot of time to react. No, I've still got a little bit to learn about the catch cam craft, and what a shot there by Peyton.
Yeah, it's an ever-changing craft, I think.
I keep failing at all my birdie attempts on this hole.
Yeah.
So if you can somehow get to the basket on your next one and get a birdie, you want to give it a bit of fun.
All right, so some inadvertent collusion between Gina and the catch cam operator there. And Archibald Bunker in the chat claiming that was a serendipitous moment. Which certainly was for Gina. Yep, par still in play after that one. She's there for 3.
Now, I think disc golf in the States lose 4 or 5 catch cam operators a year in disc-related fatalities. I don't...
We might have to fact check.
I don't know that's an accurate
Might have to fact check that one.
But thank you for your involvement, Archibald. The Huss pushes.
Great shot.
Yeah, and that's good for
Just
her
that
third.
little opening.
And the girls playing this one pretty cleanly, which is only of benefit mostly to Claire. As the Peyton in particular probably would have been hoping for Claire to slip up to some degree on this one. Not that we ever hope ill for day, and with the nature of disc golf, winning and losing can come down to other people making mistakes just as much as it is about your own good play.
Yep, and from memory,
Have fun with it.
Huss did take a 7 on this hole yesterday. And unfortunately, Peyton just couldn't capitalise, end up with a 6, I'm pretty sure. So there were a couple of shots out there for her.
Have fun. Smash it.
Yeah, the hole played more than 2 strokes over par yesterday at 7.33.
Yes!
Hussey did take the 7. Dare say she'll do better than that today, and Gina's going to improve vastly on her 9 that she unfortunately took yesterday.
Yes, a little help from Cal. We shouldn't harp on that mistake. He's done a wonderful job for us, and he's been extremely big part of bringing this coverage to you, and couldn't have done it without him. So
Oh, look, he's probably created a reel for us that's going to rack up a few views, I imagine. I'm sure Kyle will work his editorial magic and have that one broadcasted over the airwaves sometime soon.
So we've just received a bit of information, and this is a question that I meant to ask Bob when she was on, because I forgot to ask Kevin, but he's just kindly given us the information. Jessie, as in Jessie's escape, this hole is called. Jessie Hickman was a lady bushranger who roamed these parts in the late 1800s and early 1900s.
And the flex!
That was a massive shot.
Wow.
And runs it in.
Oh, you got to run that in. Give us a little raptor legs too there. That's for birdie, Jace.
That was huge.
Holy hat. That is a highlight play, and
We could watch that again all day as we get the
let's
replay of
go
that.
back to it. Look at that. Perfect late turn.
Never missing.
Fading at the optimal point in its flight. That's the best shot we've seen on coverage this tournament.
That was sensational.
Across all divisions that we've covered.
And we heard the noise go up. I think there's a live feed of this being shown at the moment.
Yeah, they've got it up on the big
Of
screen.
this coverage, so we just heard the roar from the other end of the goat shed as well. So
Nah, that's awesome from Huss, and could be the exclamation mark on the event. for
I
her.
think that was Maddie. I think that was just hammering a nail in, wasn't it?
It really was, yeah. And
Thoroughly deserved.
look, I'm sure it's met with mixed emotions from Peyton there. Obviously stoked to see a highlight play like that, but yeah, that could be the tournament ender.
As Gina puts an approach really close, that reaction, I think, that's still of Huss doing the full bodybuilder's flex. I think
The Draymond Green, yeah.
that was probably my favourite part, and I think
Yeah.
that's the most reelable part of it.
Absolutely. It's something you're probably more prone to seeing in the NBA. Than
Oh, I
on the
love
disc
it.
golf
I reckon it was
course.
great.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was just like she'd posterized
It was a
somebody.
LeBron James,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was so good. So, yeah, anyway, as I was saying, Jessie Hickman was a female
Yeah, sorry,
bushranger as
back to that thrilling story.
Hussey steals a birdie off the rest of the card. Yeah, so that's where the Jessie came from.
Without sounding ignorant, I didn't realise there were lady bushrangers.
I didn't either, to be honest. I didn't think it was a job for a bush for a lady back in those times, but
I'm not sure you can consider it a job.
It was a profession.
I don't think they paid taxes. Bushranger. Aren't they criminals?
Yeah, but you know, it's money earning. I think it goes down as a hobby. I don't think it's tax deductible.
Well, it's certainly not an occupation. She didn't have a job interview
I
to
think
become
you call it a
bushranger.
profession. It was a way of people feeding their family or their
I mean,
habits or whatever it was back then.
clearly we're on the opposite sides of the argument here. Feel free to weigh in the chat. Do you think bushranging, I'm going to call it, was an occupation?
I mean, it was your sole trader type setup. It wasn't. It wasn't like a large scale organisation. You know, if you're a bushranger, then you worked for yourself. Sometimes you worked in a crew. There was the Cali gang. I mean, they were a trust, I think.
I'm calling that organised crime. I'm sorry.
Well, it is.
It is. It's, you know,
I mean, these people had to give themselves nicknames and everything.
I'm still not seeing the occupational nature of bushranging, but
Maybe
look,
we'll come back to that.
we'll have to do a bit of research at the break and revisit it in the MPO coverage as we roll along to hole 15. It's a par 3. Tight window if you're going to take the straight line, which all of the girls did yesterday. It does play slightly downhill, but still a very difficult basket to access, Jace.
Yeah, they don't call it hide and seek for nothing, Matty. It is hiding in amongst the trees. We saw a few MPO players go a wide route, but I don't know that the girls will be attacking that route. Straight at it is probably the easiest. Just going to try and not get too high in those trees guarding the basket at the front.
Okay, there's one person in support of you. They think that Archie thinks that bushranging is a vocation. Unbelievably. No offense, Archie, but you're a bit of a fool. No, I say that in jest.
I mean, we talk of carnies. Carnies is, you know, if you're a carny, you're an organised criminal. But
Do carnival folk not pay taxes?
I'm not sure. But that's a legit business.
Oh, I don't think there's a strong comparison between bushranging and carnival work. There might be someone on the Molong Showgrounds that can delineate that one for us. There's Gina after a pretty clean, let's say, bogey on the last hole. Definitely no score to sneeze at. I think she's in amongst the trees there. She might have a look. Not an easy one, but a look nonetheless.
Yeah, what's the temperature getting up to now? Because it's starting to look warm out there again.
Yeah, so with only the 4 holes, well, 3.5 to play, Huss has now got a 9-stroke lead, and you know I don't like to suck the drama or the anticipation out of the room, but
You often do, though.
and the fun and the intelligence and the class.
The dignity.
I'm a vacuum for all things positive most of the times, but I am a staunch realist, and with the short amount of holes to go and 9 strokes in her pocket, I think
Yeah,
Huss
it's
has
hard
wrapped it
to
up, I
see.
think.
Yeah, it's hard to see Huss with. I mean, if you take a snapshot of the way she's played throughout the weekend, you can't see her having any massive Maddie Farina style meltdowns or anything like that.
Be great content if she did, but I would never wish that upon Huss.
She's taking the high route in. Yeah,
No,
I didn't see that come down.
No, I didn't either. And this is no slight on the other 2 competitors in the division, but I just think Huss has clearly been the best player over the weekend.
Yeah, I think definitely consistency has been more on point for Huss, but her putting has been a standout for me.
Yep.
She's basically one putted 95% of the tournament, and that's important in these tournaments.
It is. She simply doesn't make mistakes coming up the fairway. She's so consistent, both sides. And yeah, if you're getting it done on the putting green, it just makes for clean, winning disc golf. Peyton with a really unfortunate lie here. Getting well acquainted with the Australian flora.
And a lovely upshot there, but fortunately, unfortunate lie, but fortunate to be out of that sun because it's just reached 26 degrees. And it's on its way up to 32 today, so that's probably going to be the hottest of the 3 days we've had.
Hot in the kitchen.
Here in Molong, and not to throw shade, pardon the pun, on the weather, but it's been absolutely beautiful. There's not a breath of wind. It's perfect disc golf conditions, isn't it, in every way? Probably a few degrees cooler could have been, would have been made it absolutely perfect, but yeah, 32 today. Probably some cloud cover coming in, but you could not, if this was in Melbourne, where Maddie and I are from, Lord knows the weather we would have copped. I think it was 40 degrees there yesterday.
Oh wow, yeah. No, it's a lot harder work being a meteorologist in Melbourne. Very unpredictable day-to-day conditions.
And it's probably 12 degrees today. So
yes, there's
so just sorry, a testament to the weather here in Molong, as well as everything else.
Yeah, it looks like a circle 2 putt here after Hussey's approach. This for her par.
No, pulled it right.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many airbuds today, but there's one.
It's definitely an airbud.
Yeah, what a thriving franchise the Air Bud franchise is. Actually moved into some television series after the films.
Oh, and missed the comebacker there from... And this is something that we haven't seen from Huss all weekend. We were just talking about it. And we may have actually dragged it out.
The commentator's curse at play,
Yeah.
I think. As Huss will card the double.
Often happens after you just throw in from 80 metres down the fairway too, doesn't it?
Yeah, the adrenaline might still be up. It's just kind of hard to rein the emotions back in.
And then you've got to sort of try and putt and try to lower the heart rate and concentrate. So
Well, Haley seemed to concur with me in the chat there, saying Huss is inevitable, but it is 7 strokes now. We do have 3 more holes. Did we speak too soon?
well, it would be remiss of us as commentators to speak in any other fashion. So it's definitely not over, Matty.
Stick around, people. Plenty of action still to come.
Hole Hole 16. Matty, there's 3 to go in this championship for the FPO division. This one's called Local Drop. Because of this drop, you're seeing right here, elevated basket and a drop off to the back. Says blasting putts long to me. It's 109 metres. There's a little trouble to get out of there, but We haven't seen any birdies on this hole in this division.
No, look, the most direct line to the pin is probably the flex forehand for the right-hand player. Getting the disc to the left-hand side of the fairway just has you avoiding what is a relatively low ceiling on the right. If you are going the backhand, though, you do want to keep it low and you do want to throw something sort of flippy so as to push and glide down that hill and hold the turn.
Yep.
Because it really can get away with you once you get over that initial crest.
Yeah, but the drop-off allowing probably a little bit extra distance if you can just get over that crest. And local drop, it's not just called local drop because of the drop-off, Matty. It's also called local drop as it relates to our wonderful hole sponsor and big sponsor for this competition, Rosnay Organic. Wine manufacturers. Organic wines, Matty. No preservatives, none of that rubbish. I know that speaks very highly to you.
It does.
No preservatives. You're a very, you're a holistic man, aren't you?
My body is a temple, or I like to see it as such. But yes, no, I don't know if you've ever. I've done a bit of field testing with my nonno. He makes his own wine.
I think that's called grappa.
It's it's not grappa, you Philistine. No, organic wine, preservative free. It definitely, and I can say definitely, reduces any of the ill side effects from over drinking compared to drinking preservative heavy wine. I believe the preservative they use is called.
That's a fair point.
It's eluding me right now.
Yep.
Let's go. I'm late.
Sulfides, I believe, is
Okay.
what you want to avoid when drinking wine because they're a massive contributor to a hangover. So if you can get your hands on something
So
organic,
is it like a sugar sort of thing, is it? Yeah.
it's
a
just a
sweetener?
way to increase the shelf life as Paige
Put some zap on
tries to flirt with that low ceiling on the right and
Peyton.
gets punished. What did I say? I said Paige,
Yep.
didn't I? Her name's Peyton. It's only been 3 days. My mistake.
Oh, that looks good.
If that keeps turning, that's going to be real good.
Yeah, just fading, but should stay in. I don't think the OB comes into play. Yeah, so I often heard that it's the sugar in. If you consume a lot of sugar when you're consuming alcohol, it's the sugar that will absorb the alcohol and keep it in your body longer. Is that correct?
Sounds plausible, I guess. I haven't heard that theory myself, but I am aware of the presence of sulfides in certain inorganic wines, and you're just not going to get that at Rosnay Organic. And I'll definitely be picking up a bottle on my way out, Jace.
Yeah, as will I.
I'll probably look for maybe like a Merlot blend, Cab Sav blend, something in that area.
Well, let's have a look now.
Yeah, what is in this season's range for
So
Rosnay
I
Organic?
mean, I like a good Shiraz.
There's not. Right.
So the freedom preservative-free Shiraz. I mean, Shiraz with a steak to me is just
Love that.
Killer combo.
absolutely.
Yeah, Shiraz. I'll drink a Shiraz, but probably on the heavier side. Not my preferred. I'm more of a Pinot Noir drinker
Pinot Noir,
myself.
man, yep,
Yeah,
so-
a little lighter, a little fruitier.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely. I'll be having a look. Organic red wine.
Yeah, pick us out a couple of bottles that we can pick up once we're done here. As we see a nice approach from Peyton there, that should guarantee her par.
You caught the little cover. But I think it's still good. You can close your eyes and
What about a Cab Sav?
Definitely partial to a Cab Sav.
Yes. A couple of really nice. The Wild Fox. Now that sounds like something that you and I'd be
Enticing.
interested in.
Yes, I'm all ears. Tell me about
Wild
the
Fox
Wild
Cab
Fox.
Sav. Wonderful Riverland region in SA. Good, rich, dark red colour. An abundance of luscious, minty blackcurrant fruits that enrich the palate with a great mouth-filling taste. Well, I'm sold already.
Oh, I'm enticed by that that mention of mintiness.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll go and pick up a couple of boxes of that.
And
But
let's not
yeah, I
ignore-
urge you all, Rosnay Organic Wines and organic olive oil and other organic products as well. So
Good for the taste buds and good for the insides there.
yeah,
Our
exactly.
organic produce, all local, all Australian.
Yeah, big. One thing I have learnt about Molong. Good putt there from Peyton.
Yeah, nice par save.
One thing I have noticed about Molong, it's very, very high in production of fruits, berries, stone fruits, all that sort of stuff around here. Orange. It's not because the town of Orange wasn't named after an orange, like I might have alluded to yesterday.
No, we've heard it was named after the colour.
No, it was named after the Duke of Orange. that's what Kev told us. Alan had a few theories, and I completely ignored all of them because that's what you do with Alan Brunsting. But we've got 2 holes to go before we crown our national champion for 2024. This is a par 4. It's known as the Windmill Hole. It's called the Windmill Glade. And there is a windmill just off the tee pad. So that's about as many windmill comments as I can possibly make at the
You've
moment.
squeezed the word windmill into that sentence. Probably a little too much.
It is absolutely shrouded in windmills, this hole, which is iconic to the Molong course. And iconic is a word that it seems like icon status has been chased after or gone for by these by this Molong sort of TDs and organisers around here. They've got the cattle loader hole, they've got the windmill. Icon status is important to them.
Signature holes are the holes people remember.
Yep.
As we look at the girls step up to 17 here. Now we've seen Hussey
Yeah,
sort
she's
of
taken that right-hand line, isn't
defy the traditional route on this hole in the last couple of days, and she likes to push a big backhand right, which opens up a pretty clear path for par. Does take birdie out of the equation, but it makes par pretty achievable, and she's been successful in that play over the last 2 days. Peyton still has the box after that par frame on hole 16.
she? Yep, she's going high.
Oh, she's nailed that gap.
Well, she's happy with that. Well, someone is.
She might have got a little unfortunate toward the end of the flight. in that
Yeah, not quite going as wide, but she's having a great time out there, Peyton, isn't
big
she?
tree, yeah, and Gina really liked that one out of the hand too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's hole 17, so we're 2 holes away from the thing, but we could safely hear Gina from here, I reckon. You can hear her usually on the course,
Yeah,
especially when Chili's playing.
yeah, can project her voice, and she's going up the more traditional gap
Yeah,
here.
that's a nice gap hit.
Can't do much better than that with that line.
No, so speaking of, as our tournament leader, Claire Hussey,
One of them good resets.
goes high again and out the side, and just plays that, just happy to stay right away from the trees, Maddie, and play down that right-hand side, because the green, I think, what the thing she's worked out, the basket is a lot more approachable from that right-hand side than it is from the left. The OB cuts in quite sharply, so you're forced to throw over OB if you're approaching from the left. I hope that makes sense to people watching at home, what
No.
I'm trying to say.
I understood it perfectly. I do know the course very well, and am looking at the course map though, so I might be at an advantage. But I think you've enlightened those.
There we
unfamiliar with
go.
the hole.
Thank you to Super Producer. So if you follow that black line, which is a natural line of the basket, you see you are throwing over OB onto what Matty calls a peninsula.
A dangerous peninsula.
Yeah, so Huss, all 3 days, has just decided to get out of the trees, throw over the right, and just play down that right-hand side, down the boundary of the property, and have a safe entrance just in front of the basket. So a little bit of disc golf IQ on display there from Huss, our leader.
And making it very difficult for our camera operators. Really splitting the
Yeah, not knowing where to go.
really splitting the card up and across over this quite wide hole.
It is quite wide, and no OB limits on the right that are really sort of anywhere near in play. You can see the fence there.
Yeah, definitely one of the wider fairways on this course. As you can see just how open Claire's second shot is and why she's been sticking to this game plan.
Yep, and that's just in front of the OB flag you can see there. So she plays this hole, breaks it down and plays it very well, Maddie.
Yeah, doesn't get over ambitious. Has no ambition for the birdie. Knows her game, knows her limitations, and just plays perfectly to them, really. We get a close-up of some of the local flora.
Whose disc is that in the tree? Is that Peyton's didn't come down?
That would make sense because she did take that big high gap, and I didn't see it come down.
No.
Gosh, you might have to climb for that one. As we can see, Peyton's caddy donning the Heiser Flight Peyton Miller signature series shirt.
Is that a signature Peyton Miller shirt, is
Yeah,
it?
she's.
I might have to get one of them because I quite like it.
It's really nice. They were released around the same time, I think, that Blake Houston was releasing his signature Heiser Flight jerseys. But yeah, no, those are available at Oz Discs. Peyton Miller's signature jersey.
I reckon I'm going to get one. I reckon I know someone in Heiser Flight that might be able to get it for me a little cheaper. So.
Yes, yes. We are close with a certain Heiser Flight member.
And it is nearly Christmas, so hope he gets me for KK, or maybe I'll get a Peyton Miller shirt.
Well, there it is on display. You can see
It's beautiful.
Bryson. Yeah, he's got the, I believe it's some sort of hummingbird on the front there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's just a very pretty design.
It
Colourful.
is. It is.
Looks to be watercolours. Probably the
It
artistic
does look
design.
like a watercolour design, doesn't it, Matthew?
I've seen a lot of good watercolour tattoos recently. It's sort of channeling that for me. And there's a good look at it.
There's that hazy shade.
Yeah, got a mention yesterday, didn't it?
Did get a mention, yep.
A shop, I believe, in the States.
Yes, just down the road from one of our avid
You can
watchers.
Yeah, North American
you can take the heat
fans.
up there
Park
and then do
Media
a
going
fake
global.
atomizer.
The heat.
Yeah.
You'd like me to throw the heat? No, I'll get it figured out. Stop.
Bryson offering his services.
There's nothing better than when people choose to do things with sticks.
If it goes over,
I love when people use sticks for things. They're so widely regarded as like the utility tool for everything.
Getting gum out of the
It's
sole
just
of your
like,
shoe.
grab a stick.
That was the last time I used a stick. I stepped in some gum at school and it took me 20 minutes to get it out of the sole of my shoe.
Isn't gum
with a
banned
stick.
at school?
Ah, it's a losing battle.
It is. Yeah, I remember one teacher used to make a beeline for me every day to try and get the gum out of my mouth.
Yeah, I can imagine you were a bit of a rule breaker in high school.
Yeah.
A good-looking rebel who played by his own rules.
Well, there's a blurb I could live by.
Make
Forgot
your-
popular.
Could make it your Instagram bio. I'm sure you're.
I'm going to adopt that sentence, actually. That's great. It's better than a cranked hog.
Yeah, cranked hog is probably something. I'm not even going to say that. Yeah, no, I can't take credit for that expression. I stole it from Bart Simpson.
So, hazy shade, which we alluded to. I don't know if this sounds like a good I don't know if this sounds like a good place to you, Matty, but Hazy Shade is a disc golf store and brewery in one.
If they sold records, I would feel like I've died and gone to heaven. That'd be the trifecta for me.
I mean, imagine living down the street from that.
It wouldn't be good for my bank balance, that's for sure.
You could literally...
a few drunk purchases.
Oh, you could
Hazy
literally
Shade.
have a new putter every day.
Putters are like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. Or at least try them all. You know, I truly believe that variety is the spice of life, and I enact that in many contexts of my life. Putters, food, travel.
I know where this is going.
I like to go new places. I like to meet new people.
Yeah, too. That's what we were getting to. Read the byline of that one.
I don't see a lot of value in just settling on the one thing ever. As Peyton.
Yeah, it's very close to the OB line.
Third, and I think
And as this tournament draws to a close, she seems to be having more fun than ever.
yeah. Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall for Peyton now, and she's just happy to have a good time on the last couple of holes here.
Yep, and as we see, Ash Weedner, Park Media's own Ash Weedner, just posting a link for the Peyton Miller shirts.
And Huss with her third shot, getting around, and
Oh, when it's going your way, it's going your way.
sticks the peninsula.
As you can see, the right angle lines there around the basket. So when you're on, Matty.
And she's been on for almost 3 days straight.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, we've seen very few
Like
mistakes from Huss.
sideways
So
and then just smoked it the way you were aiming.
a much deserved winner if she is to go on and win
Yeah,
this tournament, Matty.
I'd say that's a pretty safe statement at this stage.
Oh, unless she throws her bag off 18 and it all goes OB.
I don't think she's going to want a slice of that cheesecake.
And there is the hardest working man in Australian disc golf media right there.
Kyle Herbertson.
Kyle Herbertson. What more can we say about how hard this guy works?
Well, we've seen firsthand just what goes into, especially the off-camera stuff when it comes to the Park Media live coverage. And the kid sleeps 4 hours a night, tweaking programs.
Has his head in a laptop.
Making sure everything's ready to go for us. And, yeah, we can't speak highly enough of the work he's put in.
And let's not cast any, let's pay particular attention to the level of patience that he has when working with two people like us.
I was like, what describing word are you going to use here? I've got a few.
What did he use last night? Sausages? That's Kyle's word. These two sausages. So, yeah, he's got a tremendous amount of patience, and one that my mother struggled with at times when I was younger. So he does an amazing job on all fronts, Kyle.
No, he takes care of all the tech stuff and manages us, his human resources, very well.
Yes.
Yeah, great par again from Huss. Got this hole figured out.
Finishing and continuing to be how she's been all weekend. And Peyton finishes off and Gina closely after. And I can't help but feel a little sad, Matty.
Well, I think you and everyone at home knows just how much I dislike this part of any tournament or any round. Hole 18, the numbers 1-8, they make me a little ill.
Yeah, look, as for the final time in this FPO division, when we travel down this fairway, this is all in bounds until we get to the road and beyond. Where it forks off, so the road is OB, and this little cheesecake slice with this basket is where the players are trying to get to. I don't suggest we probably won't. Will we see how many the girls try and blast their way on there? I mean, it's a decent throw. It's 120 metres.
I don't think we'll see Claire take any risks. She just wants to wrap this up, so we'll probably see a layout out of
I feel
her.
like I want to see Peyton have a crack at it.
Yeah, Peyton, who has second place stitched up and has no chance of winning, can sort of throw this whole risk-free, can't she? She can attack the pin if she really wants to, and what a story. Just to tell everyone that she was able to birdie hole 18, it would be something to walk away with. Pretty
And
cool.
we saw yesterday in the final shot of the round in the MPO, Thomas Gilbert was the only one that went for it, and he got to just sort of ham it up to the crowd. And
Yeah, the
you-
gallery's going to be out there. They'll be cheering and celebrating. Yeah, get the message to Peyton. We want to see her have a crack, because I do think she's got the distance in
I
her.
think she has too. I probably think the other girls do as well. As the players arrive at the tee box of 18, there's our scorecard. Up on screen as Kyle trudges his way up there for the final time in this division.
Yeah, I hope he's been wearing his sunscreen this weekend.
He's spent an enormous amount of time in the sun, and we must
Way more fun.
definitely not go without
Do you trust me
thanking
now?
the outstanding catch cam
I just had the same
cameraman
that I was going to hit that first
Cal Ford,
tree.
who, they say they're thankless tasks being cameramen. People don't often notice, and if people don't notice you, I always say, as a cameraman, it means you've done a good job.
Absolutely.
Are you
Couldn't
So,
agree more.
over next year? You get a Champions Cup?
Yeah, so absolutely wonderful effort from Cal, and we appreciate him stepping in to help us out in absence of our
Finish this round first. Okay.
usual parked cameraman.
Yeah, missing Ash's presence, but the boys on Catch Cam have covered him magnificently, I think. Especially his first time cameraman on live coverage.
Yep.
There's not a lot of there's not a lot of room for error when things are live.
No, he's done a tremendous job, and he's stepped in seamlessly. And like I said, it's many people that make this coverage make its way into your living room.
Yeah, nice safe shot there from Huss. See Gina. Wonder if she'll attack the basket. Looks like she went with the layup play as well. As Peyton will be looking to bounce back from the double bogey she got on the previous hole.
Yeah, it's that dead tree that is in the worst possible spot, isn't it? But trees always are.
Yeah, that one's particularly annoying. It just makes you have to push wider than you really want to, and adds that little bit of distance that makes getting to the hole, for those who don't have huge power, almost impossible.
So yeah, as they make their way down their fairway for the last time, and it must be starting to sink in about now to Huss that she's soon to be
I mean, it's tough.
crowned Australian national champion.
Yeah.
As we see her on camera there, she's been outstanding all weekend, in the lead from the start, and like we said, not making many mistakes. Very, very popular player in the disc golf scene, especially in Victoria, but Australia-wide, really.
Yeah, she's definitely made her mark this year in particular. She's played so well. Representing her country at the World Teams event 2 weeks ago in Western Australia. Yeah, huge steps taken forward for Huss, and she's approaching a pretty coveted 900 rating for a female player in this country, as we see Peyton needs a skip off the road.
Skip off the road.
And gets
Nicely
it.
done.
Yeah, they're few and far between the 900 rated players, the 900 rated female players in this country, and who knows, after a tournament, or the tournament she's had here today, she might actually push over it with the next update.
And Gina Hill, of course, being part of that history-making Australian team's outfit that claimed second silver medal. So, you know, she's had a huge month in disc golf, has Gina. And we should thank as well Peyton Miller, travelling American, coming out here and taking part in the championships. So we appreciate that, and we hope that that happens more and more in the coming years, because we love nothing more than having the American pros put their time aside in their off. What is their off season?
Yeah, it's just awesome to have them come over and give us a chance to showcase, you know, what I would call the pretty unique layouts of courses we have in this country.
Definitely very different.
As we see the ladies here, they will conclude the tournament with a par frame. And the 2024 Australian Disc Golf Championships FPO champion Claire Hussey taking it out. She had it from pillar to post.
And
we see
Bob Costa comes in and hands Huss her giant oversized novelty check.
I love that.
That's a nice touch. Yeah, and we can hear the roars and screams and applause coming from outside. Very, like I said, Maddie, very, very popular member of the Aussie disc golf scene, and not a person in the house who's not glad to see her become the Australian champion.
No, she's a fellow Victorian player, so I say it with a little bias.
Absolutely, we love Victorians.
Yeah, obviously I've been friends with Huss for a couple of years now, and it's awesome just to see her get better and better and have that equate to a novelty-sized check.
I love that novelty-sized check's actually got a perforation line in it too.
Tear here.
Yeah. Just in case you want to keep it in a checkbook or something. So obviously, yeah, this means that our coverage of the FPO division for the RPM Australian Disc Golf Championships for 2024 has come to an end, Matty. But for 3 days, we've had great fun in the chat. We've seen some great disc golf, and we've seen some great shots. What's been your favourite part?
One of the highlights for me was having Kev and Bob step in and do some comms for the FPO division. Great to hear from the TDs there, and Hussey throw-in on the treacherous hole 13, I believe it was.
Shot of the tournament.
I believe we'll be seeing that one again and again and again.
Shot of the tournament and reaction of the tournament. So we thank you all wherever you've tuned in around the world to our Disc Golf Championships on PRKD Media's channel. If you haven't already, make sure you like PRKD Media, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we've just had a ball once again bringing this to you, and thank you for your efforts in the chat. Yeah, I've been Jason Wiedner.
And I've been Matty Faz.
And we've been PRKD Media live stream of the RPM 2024 Australian Disc Golf Championships. And please join us this afternoon for the MPO division around 2 o'clock. Thank you very much, and we'll see you then.
Catch you guys.
Welcome, player. Commencing disc selection.
I'm not
Choose your driver. The Kotari. Choose your approach. The Kia.
Copy that.
Choose your putter. The Tui. Selection complete.
So we're back here. I know I said goodbye, but I couldn't stay away.
Yeah, it was one of those awkward pre-goodbyes where you say goodbye to someone and it turns out you're walking in the same direction. That's how it feels right now, but we are back.
Where are you parked? So obviously you can see the podium. The first, second, third podium is out. Oh, what do you call it? It's got a name. The dais, is it?
I just call it a podium.
Someone is bound to correct me there. But yeah, we're going to stick around.
Well, it looks like the podium's been fashioned from some of the local trees.
Yeah, we might. We thought we might hang around and be able to get the presentation, but it looks like it's going to be a while yet. So we've just had word, so we will probably leave it there. But we'll leave you with a shot of the 2024 RPM Australian Disc Golf Championship FPO Division winner right there on screen, Claire Hussey. Thank you very much, and don't forget to join us for the MPO. Thank you very much, guys.
Yep, that'll be in a few hours, and this is the real goodbye. We'll see you soon.
See you later.